Hello and welcome to the podcast. I'm Ashwin. This is Vijendra, and today we're going to talk about Project Hail Mary, the film that
Yes.
came. Have you read the book?
No, I haven't.
Okay. Are
Why?
you
Have you
planning?
read the book?
I have read the book. Yeah. I
Okay.
usually read the book and then watch the film, which is
Hmm.
why I didn't watch it for so
I
long.
usually I usually stay away from stuff until you tell me to watch something and then I watch it. Films, that is.
You should have read the book first.
Hmm.
Are you planning to read the book in the future?
Not anytime soon. I have like my to be read pile has other stuff on it.
So Andy Weir, right? He wrote The Martian, which was a very good book.
Hmm.
He wrote this, which is an excellent book, and he wrote another book called Artemis. Or
Artemis.
yeah,
I've
Artemis.
read Artemis partially. I couldn't finish it. It wasn't
It's
very
not
good.
very interesting. Yeah,
Yeah.
Artemis is not very good.
Hmm.
Whereas this is quite a departure from
The
Artemis.
only book by Andy Weir I've actually read is Artemis. His worst book is the only one I've read.
I've read all three of them, and
Okay.
Artemis was the one I just read for the heck of reading it. But both Martian and this are excellent books. I don't know how he
Hmm.
faulted himself in Artemis, but this
You know the
these
story
books
behind The Martian, right?
yeah, he put it up
Yeah.
online right for free.
Yeah. He tried to get it published and he could
Yeah,
not.
yeah.
And he said, "Fuck, I'll just put it on my website," and he did. And every week he would put out a chapter, and people will give him feedback about the science in it. So
Correct.
all that went into that thing, and it kept sharpening the book. And eventually he got a publishing deal, and the
Ah,
final book that came out was very sharp.
nice. Yeah, I think it's nice. I think it's nice that
Hmm.
he finally got to move out of his job and just keep writing,
Yeah. Unlike
which is
us, who moved out, who optimistically moved out of our jobs and are still writing,
but not getting paid.
not getting paid or published.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, I like the book a lot more. I mean, I see why the film could be interesting, but
Hmm.
I take the book over the film any day.
This we're talking about Project Hail Mary.
Yeah, Project Hail Mary.
Yeah. Because I saw the movie as someone who has not read the book,
Yeah.
I felt like I was watching fantasy more than science fiction.
Huh.
Right? It had a very fantasy vibe to it.
Yeah.
The science part was
Almost not there.
yeah, as in it was you tell me how it was in the book, but it felt like the science part was something they needed to get out of the way.
Huh.
So they did, and they poured buckets full of drama on top of it,
Yeah.
and they got it over with.
Right.
And the rest of it, the guy who's the main character, what's his name?
Ryan Gosling.
हाँ, but मैं character
Grace.
का नाम क्या था? हाँ?
Grace.
Grace. The main
Huh.
guy, he felt quite incompetent
Huh.
and did not seem like he could have possibly survived, which is not the case in Martian. In Martian, the main character is established as very capable quite
Correct.
early on. This guy is established not only as we even find out later that he's actually not astronaut material. They just
Correct.
shoved him into a ship and sent him
Correct.
because they thought that just because he has expertise, he can do it. That's not all it takes. It takes a certain mindset and all, right? Which he did
Yeah.
not have. They still sent him. So
Yeah.
there is this YouTube channel called Science/Fiction. It's called
Huh.
the Science Fiction Podcast. And he said that this was fantasy. It was fantasy for men, where a man is not good at anything, but he's good at one thing. And
Correct.
somehow he's put in a situation where that one thing is all he needs to save the world and maybe multiple worlds. So that's what that felt like.
I think Ryan Reynolds, as such, plays characters who are
Ryan
not very
Gosling.
Ryan Gosling, huh? Not Ryan Reynolds. Ryan Gosling plays characters who are not very competent at their jobs, but still manage to get the job done.
I haven't noticed that pattern because I remember him being,
Have you
fairly
seen Fall Guy?
competent. Huh?
Have you seen Fall Guy?
Huh?
You've seen Fall Guy. He's not
Yeah.
really very excellent. This
He's
thing
a
in it, but
stunt man. He does stunts fairly well. Have you seen him in The Gray Man? He was very
no,
competent.
I haven't seen The Grey Man.
It's a terrible movie, but he played a competent character.
What else has Ryan Gosling come in?
He's
He's
done
coming to
Ken in Barbie.
He's very incompetent there.
He's very competent Ken. He's Ken-petent.
Yeah, like most of the movies that I remember him from, right? I remember him as not being very. Have you seen Bad Guys, where he's a detective with the other guy? in that he's completely incompetent, but he's sort of a good detective. So he plays those characters very well for some reason.
Hmm.
But you mentioned that you don't know how it is in the books. I mean, the film at least seemed like a very fantasy-driven story. The
Hmm.
books are not. The books have a lot of science in it. So when I first read the book, right, I was reading the book and I thought I knew the film was out. I was waiting to watch the film and I was reading the book, and I knew the film was out, and I'm like, there is no possible way they can adapt this book into a film, because this book does not speak like a film. It's just
Hmm.
about one person sitting in one place thinking about things, and maybe he's interacting with an alien, but that comes later on in the book. And all of this science cannot be shown to us in any way, and which is essentially what they did
Maybe,
with the,
maybe, yeah.
they
But
took
also
out all
the you remember how he figures out how to talk to the alien?
correct.
That process was the
Yeah.
entirety of Arrival. He's like 5 minutes tuk tak, and they're talking like there is a software and everything. It took an entire, like, even realistically, even if you have that kind of linguistic chops, you
Correct.
have the ability to figure out languages, etc., and
Huh.
create a system to translate,
Correct.
assign a voice. Maybe even if he had the software, what we saw in something like Arrival was that there was an entire military base full of experts to do all that stuff,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
these guys had plenty of help, even though they were brilliant people.
Correct.
And here there is a completely unprecedented situation. One human, not even very competent, who figures it out,
Huh.
blows it out of the water, and then, you know, film
Who's not
ends.
who's not even competent in the movie. In the books, he's
Yeah.
quite competent.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I'm judging only the book. Sorry,
Yeah.
only the movie. I haven't read the book.
He is incompetent, sure, but even in the books, it isn't very properly outlined. I didn't feel like he was understanding him very well. Like,
Okay.
however it's outlined, it's not a it's a quick process, even in terms of the book itself. Of course, it's not as short as the film, but
Hmm.
it is kind of quite quickly done. He understands him very quickly. But I somehow bought that. I bought it and I kind of proceeded ahead. I was like, oh, okay, this kind of makes sense. So we can go ahead with this part.
To me, the funniest science thing and the thing was when he gets this container from the alien and he
Huh.
scans it and it shows xenon, and he says xenon is a gas. That is a very good way of putting out this is so alien. Like, a species for whom the native conditions of their planet cause them to build technology that is literally made of xenon, which is a gas on Earth.
Correct.
And yet, the amount of friction when it comes to communicating with each other was pretty low.
Uh, Correct.
It made even lower by the fact that there's just one guy who shouldn't by rights know how to do all these things.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but the emotional content of the film kind of compensated for a lot of it.
Right. It was quite high on the emotion in the films.
Mm. I mean, I'm not even someone who insists on exact science, etc. Like, I
Ah,
value it, but
correct.
I think a film's primary purpose is not to be a science textbook.
Yeah,
It
right.
is it is nice if the science is good, but if it isn't, if it's slightly choppy, I'm okay with it.
Correct. I like that they played up that roommate angle between Rocky and this guy, where he's sitting and recording and he can hear him and
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
annoyed with him. I like
yeah,
that part. That's not
yeah.
there in the books, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
But that's one of the nice things that they kept from, I mean, that they came up for the film. It's nice.
Mm.
There are little differences from the book and the film. Like, the film clearly plays out all the action points more because they can't do all the theory of the book. But there's this scene where Grace almost dies and Rocky goes and saves him and then crawls to his this thing and goes and sleeps. That's not how it happens in the books. Like, in the books,
What happens in the book?
Rocky actually saves him, but he's about to die. So instead of going and sleeping, Grace actually picks up Rocky, goes and puts him in his this thing, releases the valve that kind of exposes him to Rocky's environment, and he gets burned in the process before he goes and saves himself. So
Okay.
his hand is completely burnt. His back is completely burnt. For days at an end, he's not able to use his hand properly. So
Okay.
that's a big part of the book. Like that's a
Oh,
big feature.
okay. So he's more proactive in the book, it seems.
Yeah, yeah, I guess
Like it
so.
does things.
Yeah,
In the
yeah,
film, it seems like in most cases he's just reacting.
yeah, I suppose so.
But that is the thing, right? Do you know this about Star Trek Voyager,
Huh.
where the crew had human characters and alien characters, right?
Yeah,
And the actors who are playing the human characters were told to tone down their emotionality in their performance
huh.
so that the aliens would, seem more center stage.
Oh, okay,
So the humans would deliberately give a wooden performance,
correct.
and the alien characters would deliberately give a more
Emotion,
evocative performance,
correct.
and that's how they balanced it out. So maybe it's a screen thing. They wanted the alien character to come across as more proactive
Human.
or something. Maybe
I have no
I
idea.
don't know. This is just a wild guess.
The film ends with the admiral or whoever is in charge of this thing, the lady, her finding out about Rocky's existence and about knowing that there is an alien out there. I
Hmm.
don't think that's in the books. I think in the books he just, when he sees that Rocky's in trouble, he sends the probes out without having a video recording and he goes and saves Rocky. So there isn't any way to tell Earth that there are aliens here. I think
Which is such a satisfactory ending. Like, it's like you're left to imagine his life on an alien planet or just in space, or
correct.
maybe he comes back one day. But
Huh.
films have to put a full stop on things.
Yeah.
They ruined it with the full stop.
And the general, his superior, the one who's actually in charge of making everything happen, in the film she's very nice and she's very mild. She doesn't seem like an intimidating character.
Hmm.
In the book she's very very cold and very calculated and very, she seems like a proper general, like an army general who's
Hmm.
supposed to do all these things.
Okay.
Like she makes sure that, like when Grace says I'm not going to go, she says fine, and then she calls someone and then she puts him down straight away. She puts
Okay.
him in a prison, tells him in a few days I'm going to neutralize, I mean I'm going to put you to sleep and then I'll put you on the ship and then you won't remember a thing. She's
Was
very
this
cold and
was this
calculated.
played as funny in the book
No,
or
not at all.
sad?
Not at all.
Okay.
Not at all. It's played as very straightforward.
Okay.
There's no funny, there's no humor to the book, to
Okay.
the action. There's nothing happening to that. It's just a very normal thing.
I feel like there is a list to be made of films where the main character is a coward, is
Huh,
forced into a situation that demands bravery, and then
huh.
becomes brave as a result. There is that Tom Cruise movie, remember? Live, Die, Repeat, or Edge of
Ah,
Tomorrow?
huh.
Yeah, that same thing, right?
Right, right. But it's pretty horrifying. All the stuff we take for granted, like, choice and morality and ethics and all of that. When the world is about to end, it's all of these things are just thrown out of the window, and
Yeah,
you're
yeah, yeah.
made to do all these things.
The
It's kind of horrifying.
Yeah, but because all these things actually people think they exist objectively, they don't. They exist in service of a society.
Correct.
They exist to make sure that society functions, and when
Right.
society itself is in danger, they go out the window. Or kya.
Yeah. I think it was nice. I think it's nice to bring this point out. Like in the story itself, it was nice to show that all these things are not important in the grand scheme of things. When push comes to shove, all of these things are kind of inconsequential.
So if you turned out to be the one person who could save the world and you didn't want to go, you think they would be right to force you into a spaceship?
I don't think there is a right and wrong in that case.
Also, the fact that we are actually quite useless.
Exactly. Why would anyone?
Our incompetence is our greatest defense. He at least knew chemistry. We don't even know that. And I don't know which alien problem can be solved with the ability to write.
I'm licking it.
You're the only one who can solve this.
Do you think Project Hail Mary has some sort of message behind it? Is there a theme that's there in the story, a sort of thing that tells you something about this thing?
No,
Like,
nothing.
it
It felt
has
very
something.
vacant. And it felt very vacant in that regard. Did you notice any background theme? in it.
There is some clear theme in it, right? Like science is essentially important. Humanity is the fate of humanity essentially doesn't rely on your having choice. Eventually, what you uh, have to do for your civilization doesn't depend on what you want or what you don't want. It's regardless of that.
That was a very small part of it, and I don't think that was even put forward as a message. It felt to me like it was a very personal story, like individual growth story. A person who is faced with a calamitous reality decides that I don't have what it takes, is forced into it, and then finds it in himself to be courageous, and is rewarded for that courage with friendship. A friendship that is so valuable to him that he eventually uses the courage to go to the aid of his friend.
So
That's what it felt like to me.
eventually, friendship is a message that you're trying to promote
Ha,
through
I
this
guess, yeah. That's what I'm
film.
saying. It's personal. It's personal. It's not wider than that. It's
So
just,
it's still a message that you're putting across, right?
I suppose, yeah, yeah.
The books have a different message where science is kind of kept at a pedestal, and then you're working with science to achieve a goal,
Hmm.
that sort of a thing. Andy
In
Weir
that
thinks,
case, the movie completely flipped it.
of course, the movie took out that theme completely from
Yeah.
the thing and then made it into something else entirely.
Hmm.
But Andy Weir essentially thinks his books don't have a messaging at all. It's just entertainment.
Yeah, he was on a critical drinker, right?
I don't know. Was he?
He went for an interview on the critical drinker, and people criticized him for it. And a lot
Huh.
of people wrote about how he says there is no message in it. But that's impossible. His books have a message even when he thinks it doesn't, right?
Yeah,
It's impossible for a book to not have a message.
it's very stupid for a person like an author to say my books don't have a message. It's
I have this feeling that he thought, ki, okay, this is a demographic that I need to cater to. So I'll go to the podcast that they listen to and I'll say what they need me to say. And he came back, maybe. Or maybe he's really sympathetic towards the American right wing. Or who knows? A lot of people have turned out to
so
be.
I was reading the book, right? I
Hmm.
was reading the book and I get to 95%, almost 95% of the book. And uh, Rocky is still not like he's just found out that Rocky is in danger. Like he's just seen like from so many these things away that his ship is not showing signs of anything anymore, and he has to go look for the ship.
Hmm.
And I'm like, we are at the end of the book. We are almost at the end of the book. It seems like there is so much more to go. How are they going to finish this? How is he going to finish the book? Like, is there going to be another part of it? Do I not have the whole book with me?
Hmm. Hmm.
I just expected it not to end in a satisfactory way.
Hmm.
But he gets to the end. He gets to the end,
Hmm.
and it kind of kept me happy. It didn't disappoint me at all. The ending of the book. It's kind of nice and exciting that. And in the book, he doesn't have plans. He doesn't have definite plans of going back to Earth. He knows that the Earth is safe because through his whatever telescopes or whatever, he can see that the sun has regained its entire whatever. It's not lost that 10% or of its luminosity or whatever.
Hmm.
So he knows that the Earth is safe. But beyond that, he doesn't know anything else.
As far as script is concerned, there's this thing called Dark Night of the Soul.
Huh?
So
I
it's the
know
part
this.
of the movie where everything has gone wrong.
Correct. All is lost.
So I think what happened, what served as Dark Night of the Soul in the story was the part where they had entered the atmosphere of the planet and they had gotten the thing,
Correct.
but it was still to be really retrieved. They were sitting and their thing was spinning. This guy loses consciousness. That guy comes out, damages himself, saves the thing. That part was the Dark Night of the Soul. So that they got over with quite a
Correct.
bit ahead. So when this happened, I
Huh.
figured it was not going to be a second Dark Night of the Soul
Correct.
where this guy goes, they have another dramatic thing. I think it
Correct.
was just a push him in that direction thing.
It was nice that he starts off as a coward. They show that he's not here. He's here by force. He's not here by choice.
Hmm.
And then showing him going out of his way, putting himself on the line and saying, you know what, I'm going to die. Just let me save my friend instead. It was nicely done.
The trouble is they showed that quite late in the story. They showed his cowardice and his
Huh.
bravery within minutes of each other.
They set
Like
it up in
when,
the book. The
yeah,
book
yeah.
has
I think it might have been, again, I'm not obviously I'm not questioning creative decisions here, but I'm
huh.
just saying ki if it might have been more satisfactory to see him start off as a coward and then slowly become brave, because that would have had more of a reward. This was like, it started off with complete confusion. We don't know if he's a hero. Maybe he is a hero. He's just forgotten about it.
Right.
He knows a lot of stuff. He knows the details of the ship and the processes. Then
Yeah.
he finds himself with an alien. It was playful
Yeah.
for more than half the movie. And then
Correct.
when things started falling into place, we found out, oh, coward. 2 minutes later, brave. It didn't really have that much of an impact, I felt.
I guess so. Yeah.
The idea was good,
Huh.
but the way it played out, the way they showed it was a little weird.
Which is why I enjoy the books a lot more. It's a lot
Mhm.
more satisfying to read the book
In the book,
than
they show his unwillingness to go in the beginning.
no. Even that
Okay.
comes quite a lot later in the book, but it doesn't
Mm.
come right at the end. It
Acha.
comes sufficiently in the not in the middle, but somewhere ahead of the middle.
Okay. Okay.
All right, I think that's all we have for this episode. Uh, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, I guess. And
Yeah.
see you
What
next
is the
time.
name of your channel, Ashwin?
I'm going to say Gutter Space, but this is not going on the Gutter Space channel. It's going on the Final Ticket channel.
Final Ticket. Yes. Don't forget to subscribe to Final Ticket. Thank you.
Bye.